Welcome back to Solitude Acres. I'm just roughing the inside of these boards up. I've saw this on a couple videos. The people do this because the board for the hive boxes, they're a little smooth on the inside, and they say sometimes if you rough it up, it'll cause the bees to put propolis on there, and it'll help kind of give them a medicine inside the hive a little bit better. And so I'm gonna have Gabriel come in and help me put these boxes together. We're just gonna do a medium and one deep, just so you can kind of see how it's done if you haven't ever done it. Not an expert, on the first year going into our second year of beekeeping. So we're still learning a lot, but I just kind of want to show you this. Our little helper back there, laying down, is Sophie. She's kind of chilling today. Right, Soph? You a girl? Okay. So on the end, you can see how these are cut here, and that's how we'll put them together. This is the part that's up to where your frames sit on. So these two end pieces will be sitting like that, so the frames can sit in there. So you gotta make sure we do that correctly. Also, the other thing is you wanna make sure that your handle's up like this. Those are easy to figure out that you're that way. These, if you go like that, see how that is? Look how that is. Kind of hard to pick the box up when it's upside down. First, as I said, make sure the handles are right. Stick this on here. On higher end boxes, I don't think you have to worry about this as much. Like we said, make sure your handles are the correct way. I try and make sure that I have pilot holes in here so they don't split when you screw them. Particularly ones like that one that have a knot. Top on these to the side actually is already pre-drilled, but I want to make sure it is in the bottom. When you're doing that, you want to make sure these ends are square this way, so your box sits flush with the box below it. So along here, you want to make sure that's flush. I'm using 1.25 inch screws, but first we have to put the glue. Again, it's that Type Bond 2 glue. We put a bead of that along there. Okay, so I put that bead of glue along there, and I'm just going to screw this in. I try and get that screw just slightly indented in so it's below the edge of the wood. That way it doesn't catch on anything later on. And again, we want this flush. Sometimes you may get glue running out this edge. I just kind of wipe it off. Same thing on the inside. I just kind of wipe it down in that crack. It'll dry. As I was showing when I started this video, I use this to rough this up, which is one way you can do it. The second way you can rough this up is with one of these, which if it doesn't look familiar, people use this on wallpaper when they're trying to get it off. They score it all the way across the wallpaper, and then when they wet the wallpaper, it comes off easier because the water or the stuff that melts the glue away can get under there better. So another way of doing this.
Sophie, what you doing? What are you doing?
What are you gonna do? Sit. What are you doing? What are you doing? You don't want to be up here, do you? Okay. Now you can see how it's got all those indentations? What'll happen is the bees will go in there and propolize that. So they'll actually have propolis inside the hive, not just gluing stuff together, which gets frustrating for all of us beekeepers, but actually in here to where they can utilize it later, and it helps sterilize the hive some for them. So.
Oh, you split it.
Yep.
What happens if you split it?
So that split, as you saw. So we're just going to take and run a bead of glue in there. Probably what I'll do is screw this in, then I'll put a staple in it. Some people staple all their hives, which I may do that on some of them. I've got a whole lot more boxes to build. This is how I've done them up until now.
to squish your face. Squish your face.
Okay. Let's help you. Get it square.
Stop it.
Stick some glue on that one. Cut the board. Come on. Tap to closed. Now one thing you can do too here is actually get this straight. Now it's still going to have to be set up
No, I have to
the
flip
other
it
way
over.
because you can't drill it or glue it. So let's this time, let's go ahead and get it square. Staple it before we drill it.
Move your finger down.
Make sure we're flush front, top, and bottom. So once I get it together, I just like to make sure it's square.
With the square.
With the square, with the square. Sometimes these lower end economy boxes get a little warpy. I have a strap I can put on that kind of ratchets it around and goes on the corners and it makes it square. This one's doing pretty good, so we don't have to worry about that. Well, there you go. We made a medium, super, and a deep brood box today. Hopefully you learned something from that. Thanks, Gabriel, for his help. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day. She messed up.
Okay, go ahead.
Take two.
Okay. No yawning on camera.
Is he on there? Is he on there?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for stopping back by again, Solitude Acres.
You do that again. You don't pound on something because
Okay.
you made it.